Is it recording? There, it's recording. Okay, like I said, my internet's kind of slow tonight, so Rhonda's going to take over if I happen to lose you, and I will jump back on. And that might mess up the recording if we do that. But otherwise, welcome to the Monday night call here tonight. I'm going to go over a few things, and I don't think tonight's going to be a real long call, but I'm going to go over a few things, and I'm going to share with you a way to show the opportunity that we used to do a long time ago. So you're going to need a piece of paper and a pen. You need to have a piece by 11 piece of paper and a pen. This way of showing the business takes less than 5 minutes. If I'm stumbling around on words, it'll take 5 minutes. Usually takes 3 or 4 minutes. It's a great overview, and it's how we build it. But anyway, I'll show you that in a little bit later. The other thing for the people in the Pennsylvania area, remember September 30th. We're going to start getting, we're going to need, Rhonda and I talked, I'll get the flyer out, probably going to be after I get back from conference, but we'll get the flyer out right after that. But just September 30th, get as many people as you can there. I think it's going to be really neat. Donna and Colleen are going to be doing a deal with the Palmafera and the youth products in person. And so anyway, it's at Mount Joy from 10 to 2, and there's a lunch, $22, the only charge. I got everything else covered. And anyway, I think that's going to be really good. So now on to the conference. The Facebook group, the Shackley, I think it's Shackley Shares Facebook group. Laura Hostetler, and there's several other masters or sales leaders that are going to be videoing and broadcasting the conference through the Facebook group. So if you want to sit and watch, now granted, it's not going to be the quality of an audio visual, but I was actually thinking about this today, and I got thinking, you know what? This kind of reminds me of when we built back in the 80s. And we ran off our own literature and stuff. Okay, we're going to broadcast the conference. We're going to go back to the old days, but we'll make lemons out of lemonade and so forth. So anyway, and I'm not sure, but I talked to Dr. Tammy today, and she may end up going to conference. If she does, her and I will be sharing next week. Otherwise, I'll share, and anybody else that you get out of that wants to share anything about the conference. So, and then again, Jim Sharon, did you want to share that, Rhonda, about what Jim sent out, or about the app and how to do that now? Or oh, you're muted.
Yeah. So what Facebook group is it going to be that they're going to do that to? Because there's several Facebook groups.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was the Shackley Shares Facebook.
Well, the response that I got back when I said I couldn't go, they sent me 2 links to click on. I didn't try them.
Yeah, but this one is not, that Laura's going to be sharing, is not a company sponsored deal.
Right, I understand.
This is almost like a bootleg CD, except it's not illegal. Shackley knows we're going to do it, and they actually kind of are encouraging it, I think. But I think it's Shackley Share. I can't look right now.
I think it's Shackley Share. I think you're right. And it might be the app.
Laura put, no, it's not the Shackley app. It's not, it's a Facebook group. Laura posted it in that Shackley East Coast Leaders group.
I'm looking through there for it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's where she posted it. She's going to be doing that in there. So if you want to keep looking for that, we'll go on.
Yeah.
Shackley Sharing Facebook page. Kim Parker just posted it. Thank you.
These 2 links are on the Shackley webpage, and they tell you what time to go to them. So that's
and that's what we're going to talk about today too, where I have a little PDF of that for people that might not be on that.
Okay.
So we could go ahead and talk about that, Jeff, while we're on here. If you want to let me just share my screen for a minute, I'm just going to show this, and this is something. And actually, I could put it in the chat of the Zoom call too.
Okay,
so that
you share now.
Okay, just a second here. Okay, so this is let's see, are you seeing a PDF? Yeah, you
Yes.
are. Okay. So, so this is just, I just copy pasted it from there, but these are the links. But basically, starting on Friday, you can go into, let's see here, I gotta leave it here because this is what I'm sharing. Okay, so you can go into your Shaklee website, just like you normally would, like this. Just log in and you come all the way to the bottom and you go to the news and events, okay? And when you go to the news and events, it will take you into what's going on. So you would click here. So let me just come back over here. It says to go into the news and events, and you're just to refresh your browser. What that means, if some of you that are not tech savvy or internet savvy, let me pull that back up here. Sorry, too many screens open on my computer. Okay, this little circle up here, can you see my mouse?
Top
This little
left-hand corner.
top left corner, you have the back and the border, and then you have this little half circle with the arrow. That means refresh. So if you want to see the latest stuff, they're going to be popping that stuff up in here. And all you have to do is just come back to your computer, hit that button, and it refreshes the screen and brings it back up. So if you do that throughout the day, but starting at noon, okay, so that would be 1 o'clock Central Time. And just come in and just keep refreshing that. But as of that time on August 4th, on Friday, you can start seeing the announcements as they are coming up, and then also use that Facebook group that she was referring to. That we'll figure that out before we're done with the call here. And then you can see those announcements. And then once you do that, you can also go to the tools page, and you can, that monthly focus, that we've talked about that before on the call here. If you go to the monthly focus, it tells you what's going on. So you'll see like the promotions. If they're putting out a promotion during conference, it's going to be right here on this screen. So you can keep current with what's going on as soon as they announce it at conference. I don't know, for some of you that maybe haven't been to conference before, as soon as they announce something at conference, by the time you get out of that session, it's live out there on the website for you to look at. So, and it's available to everybody, not just people at conference. Now, not all the purchases are available to everybody, unfortunately. So that's one downside, but otherwise you still get all the news. And let's see, was there anything else on there? And then also, it might be good then to just keep in mind on, Mondays are Mission Mondays and our Mission Possible Mondays. And so on August 7th, Monday after conference at 9 o'clock Pacific time, which would be noon Eastern time, that might be a great Mission Possible call to be on if you are not at conference, so that you can hear some of the firsthand stuff on Monday morning. Okay.
Yes, that would be, I second that. If you're not going to conference and you're serious about your business, and I'm not judging anybody for not going to conference, quite honestly. Not my favorite location. Since this is on tape, we'll just leave it at that. And I understand why people aren't going. But definitely be on Monday, and don't beat yourself up for not going. Just be on there Monday morning, and that will be recorded, so you'll be able to see that again. But the other thing about with Laura and stuff posting it, if you really want to hear and see what the excitement's not going to be there like being at conference, but even put it on your phone. But if you got Facebook on your phone, turn up the group, put it on your phone and put in your earbuds or something. You don't need to watch it the whole time. But like Roger's speech, when Roger gives his closing speech and opening speeches, and those are the things that you'll want to be part of and see that. And I don't know whether show broadcast, but one thing that's really always impressing is when they have the parade of $1 million earners. And it's a literally step-by-step parade. People do not stop walking, and it goes on for a half an hour because there's that many people that Shaklee's paid $1 million plus to. I mean, it's it just is kind of incredible. Plus, it goes on that long, and there's usually a lot of people. Like last year, Frank and I didn't even get up and go in it, or I didn't go in it last year. Like, and I don't think Frank and I did the year before either. In Dallas or in wherever we were, or whenever, I don't know. Anyway, it's one of those things that I didn't even. It's just impressive to watch. So you might want to tune into that. So anybody got any testimony?
Jeff, did you say, I'm a little confused about what, did you say it's on the Shackley Shares at Facebook?
No, it's on, and Kim posted it as Shackley Sharing Facebook page.
Shackley Sharing.
Kim posted it in the chat there. I don't know whether somebody can find it or we can find it, and maybe while I'm doing the 5x5 or something, Rhonda or somebody can find that page, and I can share it or something. I just kind of I can't do more than one thing at once. Otherwise, we'll figure out how to get it to you. But that's where it is. Is good. That's where it's going to be. So don't anybody miss it by not getting a hold of me or somewhere to make sure you can find it. I just can't this second look for it. But other testimonies, I tell you what, the beard. Okay, Rhonda just shared it in the
No,
chat.
I didn't. That's just the document that I had up on my screen.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
What I shared was just the document on my screen. I'm gonna look.
All right, I just saw it. See, anybody can do this business. I can do it, so anybody can. Anyway, testimonies. I was on. I don't know when it was I think it was the West Region sales leaders call or something. I don't remember, but I love the beard wash and the beard oil. But if you don't have a beard, and I would guess over half the people on this call don't have a beard, and you would want somebody to try it. These people, they're getting you remember the old little sample bottles we used to use years ago? They're filling them up and they're asking people. There was a couple single women that said, "What do I do?" They said, it gives them a really great opening for somebody that's got a beard. Would you try these? Our company just has these new products out. Would you try them and give me your feedback? I haven't had anybody yet that didn't like them. I mean, I love them. So anyway, it's a great testimony. It's a great way to share them and get some feedback from people. I don't know, Mike, you use it? You like it? I'm gonna throw you under the bus here right now. You got a beard, not a little big.
I don't have enough.
Beard, Jeff. Okay. All right. There we go. Well, anyway. All right. So with that, think of any other questions or testimonies you have or anything. I'm going to share with you now. Okay, Kim just shared the link to the Sharing Shackley Facebook page where that's going to be shared. It's in the chat. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. All right, get your piece of paper out. Draw the circle at the top. Because what I'm going to share with you is if you're talking to somebody that wants to have a decent retirement, what are you going to do for retirement? Talk to somebody in their late 50s. Are you set up for retirement? No, man, I really don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have enough retirement. I don't know how I'm going to make it. Whatever the conversation that leads into that. Well, how would you like to have an extra $3,000 a month? You're going to be able to, you know what it takes to get $3,000 a month income? You have to have about $600,000 in the bank to draw the interest. It's called the rule of 200. If you want to make that per month, you got to have about 200 times that. So if we want to make $3,000 a month, you're going to have approximately, give or take, depending on interest rates, about 600 grand in the bank. Now, if you're 58, 59 years old, not a lot of people have a plan, if they haven't done it by 58, 59, to save that kind of money. Now, it can be used for a lot of different things. My son's going to go to college. My daughter's going to go to college. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. There's a lot of different things people could use an extra $200,000 or $300,000 or $2,000 or $3,000. I could use an extra $300,000 a month too, and I can show you that. But there's a lot of ways people can use an extra $2,000 or $3,000 a month. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you real quick, see if you're interested or not, because this is how I started, because I've got a lot of friends that use the products and I've got some friends that don't. And I know you're interested in making some money. So I'm going to show you real quick how it works. And the key thing is you got to switch brands. That's all there is to it. And so you write your name at the top in that little circle. And that's what I'm gonna do this. I'm doing it for them right there as I do it. So, what it entails is changing brands. Now, I'm gonna tell you a story about this. A little place down here. Some of you see me posting about it on Facebook. It's called Dock Knockers. It's 4 miles down by Jet Ski. They got the best crab legs there are. I don't know how many people I've referred to them. That you can take your boat there, you can take your jet ski there, and they've not yet bought me a drink, a crab leg, or anything for referring people there. And I still refer them there because it's really good. And so if somebody wants to be referred, if you want to be part of this, you're going to need to use the products. Because if I just said, I've heard Dock Knockers has pretty good crab legs down there at $35 a bucket, you may or may not go. When I tell people Dock Knockers got the best crab legs, is you got a jet ski, you can ride it up on a ramp. You don't have to worry about climbing on the docks. I love the place. They got live music from 3 to 5 in the afternoon, or 3 to 8 in the afternoons for 5 hours on Sunday afternoons. And they got good stuff. People go down there because I'm excited about it. So that's the same thing we're talking about here. Is so all we're doing is talking about changing brands. I know you use vitamins. I know you clean your house. I know you take a shower. So all you're doing is changing brands. Buy it from yourself. Now, what's going to happen at the end of that is one or two things is going to happen. You're either going to be like I am, and you're going to love the products. Great, we can go to the next step. If you don't love the products, I will give you your money back 100%, no harm, no foul. You're not out anything. Obviously, this business isn't for you. Case closed. Now, if you love the products like I do, and I've used them for 50 some years, I've got people that have used them literally for 50 some years. I've got 3rd generation people buying from me for years. Then we can do the next step. The next step is, how do you get yours for free? Well, draw 5 circles below that. So it looks like that. See it? 5 circles right below it. And that's all we're going to talk to. You don't have to go talk to 1,000 people or anything else. You think you can find, now this is providing again that you love the products. Because if you don't love the products and giving your money back, we'll part friends, no questions asked. But if you love these products, you think you can share with 5 people that would like the products and like to try them? That's all it is. So we're not trying to go out and find tons of people. If you do that, now your products are basically free. First step, you got free products. Now, next step is, well, I don't know a ton of people. Well, you need 5 people. Do you think these 5 people would like to get their products free? And you've used the same thing. You've talked to them. If you do not love these products, I will give you your money back. And through this process, you'll find some that'll use $40 a month. You'll find some that'll use $250 a month. I just sent Rhonda the invoice to send. A lady called me from Omaha, $250 order, nice end of the month order. But so you'll have people use all different ones, but we need to find 5 people so that they get their products free. And these aren't people, we're getting referrals from them. I know when I sold doors and windows, but this only works after these people love their products. We don't go into asking them for referrals right now until they love their products, unless they're saying, hey, I want to build a business. Then you can start asking them for referrals. But until then, they got to love their products. Now, at that level, they're getting their products free, and you're a director. You're making $600 to $1,000 a month. You're at that point, because at that point, when they've each got their 5, first of all, at this level, you're at 600. Not this level, you're at 3,100. After you found their 5, you're at 3,100 PV, which is $600 to $1,000 a month in income. Now, and this is where I talked to you. I said, now to take it one step further, and I'm not going to draw this out with them because this will overwhelm them. But it's quite honestly, it's a referral game, because by the time you've taught these 5 people to do the same thing, and you're not teaching rocket science, you're talking to change brands, try the product, you love them, or else I'll give you your money back. It's not a hard sell. And so now these people are also helping, but it's a teaching, a referral, a duplicatable business. But anyway, you take that one step further, you're at $2,000 to $3,000 a month. You got your car payment, $250 or whatever it is, you're going on a trip, you got a couple directors and you're on your way. And that is easily doable in a year. So that's how when mom, go back over it, and that's it. And now I say, I said, could you use an extra $2,000 or $3,000? You want to start, try the products, whatever the conversation goes from there. I'm not going to try to role play a scripted conversation now. But at that point, it's like, is that something you'd be interested in? I love the products, and would you like to try them? Maybe the business isn't for you, but I still like to have you try the products. It's my business. You're my friend. I just said, this is how I do a sales presentation with people, is I don't do the canned rehearsal stuff. Now, at this point, if they said, yeah, that's something I'm interested in, because you can do that. And I actually explained it a little bit longer, but you can do that in 3 or 4 minutes. And then at that point, you could be sitting there having somebody with coffee and do it. We used to call it a napkin presentation. We used to call it the 5x5. You can sit down, write it out. And it's a screener. And then at that point, if they're interested, you go on a little bit further. But to me, that's when I built my business before, and when I build it again, this is exactly what I use. When mom talked to 290 some people, and however many days she did it in, that's what she did. It was a 5-minute screener. You interested in looking further? Yes or no? And if you're not interested, that's fine. I'd rather know now before I spend a half an hour doing a presentation with you, and I'm boring you and you're boring me. I can find out in 5 minutes if somebody's interested in looking further. I didn't go into how you're going to make it. Just those numbers work out. If anything, they're very conservative. They will fall in place with Shaklee, and you don't have to get into the sales plan and the training. Because the other thing, and how am I doing on time? Okay, I kind of went through that pretty quick, but the other thing is, you got to remember, you got to recruit them before you train them. And if you go into everything there is to know about Shaklee and training, everything there is to know about the sales plan and how you do this and that, they'll get confused and you walk away. You want to keep it as simple as possible. I didn't come in and say we're the world's most clinically proven wellness company. This was pretty much strictly a business opportunity presentation. I'm talking to you. Do you want to make some money? In order for you to make some money, you got to use your own product. That's as far as I went into the product. Other than it's changing brands. I know you use vitamins. I know you wash your hair and take a shower. I know you clean your clothes and skincare, depending on what it is. And so you're not doing a hard sell with anybody, and then just logic with people. So anyway, I'm rattling on. Does that make sense to anybody? If I got questions? Frank, is that kind of what we talked about? Linda?
Yeah, I think, and I'll just add one quick thing here. And Jeff and I, and we're going to expand on it more in the weeks going forward, but we're going to try. I think everybody gets too caught up in all the minutia, all the programs that are going on, all the Ready Set Wellness, all the 20% off this, 20% off that. And we're just going to streamline this thing like what Jeff just said, 5x5 model. We'll give ideas on that. And we're going to try to get people on board. And my question to people will be, hey, I'm going to train 3 people in the next 6 months that want to make $2,000 to $3,000 a month, want to have a car payment, would like to go on a trip provided by somebody else. And that's what I'm looking for. Do you know anybody that would fit that bill? And that's how I did when the Dream Plan came out. That's how I recruited Diane Dees that's on this call some of the time, George Peralta that's on this call, James Jessup, he's not on here a lot, but and about 4 other people. I broke out 3 first levels, 6 directors, all in like 9 months. Went to Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas, got a car payment. That's how I got the Lexus that I had. And it was all just saying, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that want to have these benefits. And once they said yes, then I said, you know, we're going to teach you how to do it and we're going to make it real simple, but you got to follow what we're going to teach. And you can get all the extra bonuses that Shackley has to provide. And you probably, and you will if you're doing this, but we don't care what products you buy, but we want you to buy you know, this is a product business. You know, you're a product of your own product. So if you don't believe in the product, like Jeff said, you know, so we got to get you on some products. But if you'll find 5 people and that'll use $100 a month of these products, and you show them how to do that, you know, we can get you that $2,000 or $3,000 a month. It's just a question of how fast can you get 5 people? And we're not just talking about people that are buying product. I mean, we're talking about 5 people that want to make $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So it may take a little bit of time, but with that goal in mind, you know, and cutting through all the really fine print and everything else, you know, we can get there a lot quicker. So that's it. Done.
Thank you. I was trying to read what Trudy typed in there. Oh, she typed it.
And this folds in real well with that power, you know, with the Power One, like Marty talks about. Again, if you know, if you can find 1 person per month, you know, then hopefully we can net out 5 in the year that want to make some money. And we'll just duplicate. We're going to go back to duplicating, you know, do this, do it again, do this, do it again. Now they need to, you know, I think they need to be on at least Protein or Vital E because those are our basic products. But beyond that, you know, and most people were, you know, we were doing this 30, 20, 30, 40 years ago, and people were buying $100 worth of product. You know, it doesn't, you know, you can buy $100 worth of product PV because they got to have 100 PV to get paid. And that's, you know, that's the magic of that. They say, why $100? Because to get paid a bonus, you got to buy 100 PV a month, you know, so, you know, and you got to find people that'll, you know, buy that. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty.
Yeah, actually, you got to spend 160 a month to get your 100 PV approximately. But again, I go back to that. I just say I'm not going to confuse people on it because the concept's there. Basically, I mean, you could knock the numbers up and make that 600, you know, what, 960, and so, but it's, you know, and then you got to get into the complication of stuff. You know, I'm just saying this is what you got to do: 600 PV a month, points, whatever you want to call it. You know, I've never had anybody ask me that. Actually, I say basically you buy $600 worth or $100 worth of products a month, $150 worth of products a month. You know what? You want to keep it simple. And, you know, I mean, if somebody asks me, I'm not going to lie to them about it by any means. You know, I'll tell them it costs to get that 100 PV points. It's going to cost you anywhere, depending on what you buy, anywhere from 130 to 100. And if you bought all cleaners, it's going to cost you more than that. So it's just going to vary. And again, this is when I get back to, I'm recruiting somebody right now. I'm not training them. I'm not going to sign them up after this. I mean, we're going to sit down and talk. This is just to find out, are they willing to sit down and learn what products do they want? You know, if they're going to want all cleaners, it's going to cost them more than $200 or $150 probably. And they're going to have to use something else because they're going to last them forever. So we'll talk specifics later, but I'm talking to them now about, I'm explaining to them. So to me, the power of the 5x5 shows somebody that, my gosh, I don't need to know 12 people or 20 people or sponsor 30 people. You're showing them right there. I only had to find 5 people that can see the vision that I have. And you got to talk to them with the excitement. They got to believe in you, that you believe in the vision. I mean, that's one thing that I know comes across when somebody talks to me about Shackley. They have no doubt that I believe in it, that I know it works. I mean, and
So basically you're saying the first step to getting somebody aware of what's going on, you have to first of all use the products and feel comfortable in using the products.
exactly. I mean, yeah, exactly. How could you, I mean, how well would you do selling Amway, Sully?
I couldn't.
That's right. How well can you do Shackley? You do very well because you believe in the products, you believe in the company. And that's the same thing with anybody else. And, you know, and it presented the right way to somebody, that's a pretty positive. Because I tell you, I want you to believe in my company. I want you to believe in these products. And if you don't believe in the products, I want you to be happy and part as my friend. I'm going to give you 100% of your money back and no questions asked, no problems. But if you want to be successful in this company, you have to change brands. And the really cool thing about it is you change brand to our cleaners, you're going to save money right there on top of it. And you change brands to our supplements, you're going to feel better or we're going to give you your money back. So it's a win-win. And this is how I talk to them. I mean, I'm talking to you right now like I would be talking to, it's a win-win situation. You're either going to love these products, you're going to really think they're great, or I want to give you money back and you got free products for a month or two. That's the worst thing that can happen. Best thing that can happen is you can really get excited about this. You can see the vision like I have, and you can make some money and change some people's lives and make a difference. And that's, I mean, I talk to them with that excitement. So
Jeff,
Well,
can I share a couple of things?
you sure
Mhm.
can.
Okay, this is exactly how I got started in Shackley. Exactly. And I was a single mom, shy person, hated anything that had to do with the word sale. And I was not going to do it. I went with arms folded to the meeting. And by the time I left, I'd signed up and I was successful right away. And we kept doing it. I think the important thing for anybody new on the call that hasn't ever done this program before is it works. It just works. But the problem is we did that for many years. Frank will back me up on this. And then, with Frank Senior, and then we started having plan of the month come up that, this person had a new idea. It works better. This works better. That works better. And I think you said, how do we be successful in Shackley? We don't go to every flashy, shiny object that goes by our eyes. We get this program and just do it and don't stop doing it and just ignore the shiny objects that go by us. And because it's copyable, it's easy, it's simple, it's copyable, and it's honest. That's what I liked about it. It's totally honest. You
Yeah,
don't try to, you don't try to make up something not true. You just tell the truth. I use this product and I liked it. And we've got to stop letting the shiny objects divert our attention from a basic plan. You can have shiny objects on the side, but it can't be your basic program.
Exactly. And this works. Like you said, this works. It works. You don't have to get into the details of the sales plan. You don't have to feel like, oh, I don't know the sales plan. When you get to do, I mean, if you get this with somebody and they want to know more details, get with me or Frank or Linda or somebody, and we'll do a Zoom call with you. And, like Audrey, if you got somebody you do that, I'm not picking on you, sorry. But if you had somebody that you did this with and they want to know more, give me a call and I'll be glad to go over and do it on a Zoom with them. That's the neat thing about this is somebody can get started right away. If they fall in love with the products, they don't have to, oh, how do I know? Okay, what percentage do I get paid when I break out my first director? And when do I get the car and all the details? And they think, oh my gosh, just all you gotta do is know the simple
Oh,
part,
and
and I can
Jeff,
show them.
Jeff, one other thing,
Yeah.
all those videos that you showed us, those videos for getting acquainted with Shackley products, that's exactly what we used to do, only we used the tape program. You've mentioned that before.
Yep.
So we've already got that wonderful video program. The longest one is maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, we've
I
got
mean,
all kinds of tools and stuff, and I
So
think
we've got that way to help educate them about what's available. We've got which products do you use?
yep, I
We've
think
got
you
the
nailed
bulk
it on the
plan.
head. I think
You
you
know, it's just-
nailed it on the head there, Linda, and that's kind of what Frank and you and I know Rhonda are talking about, getting together and putting together a really basic. When I say
Yeah.
copyable, you should still put your personality in there.
Of
Like,
course,
why did this get, tie your story to it.
yeah,
Why you're excited about it, why you love the products, why do you, I can go to the Mavis stories and as you sit but you can also do it in 3 or 4 minutes, depending on your
Yeah.
time. But that's why there's no set script to it. Get good at asking questions. There's a book that somebody ordered. I can't remember,
Rich.
somebody about questions. Rich. Anyway, I don't see him now. Where'd he go? He disappeared. Oh, I called him out. You Rich. There you are. Okay. You just went off the screen. Anyway, I don't know why you got copies left, but that's a great book. I'm going to have a couple of them with me when I go to Pennsylvania. So anybody else got anything as we're tying it up? But that's the thing. Get to know this 5x5. All you got to do is know the numbers 100, 600, which is your 100 plus these 5 100. Then 5 times 5 is 25. 2,500 plus 600. Well, 500 plus 100 is the 3,100. So the numbers are really easy. And the next one's 125, which is 12,500 PV plus 3,600 is 128 or 12,000, whatever, 100, anyway, 125,000. 125,000, which comes up to the amount of money to make $2,000 to $3,000 a month, your car payment, because you're out of that, you're going to have a director is going to broken off somewhere in there. And that's why you don't want to get into the details, because if you confuse them, if the person can't see themselves doing what you do, and I'm going to close on this, if they can't see themselves doing what you do, they don't believe that you're excited about what you do, and you believe in what you do, and you believe in your products, and you confuse them, like I said, they will say no. They will say, I'm not interested. I can't afford it. Not right now. Let me tell you, but if they believe in you, they see your excitement and they see it's pretty simple and they can actually copy and do that, then they can see themselves doing it. So anyway, again, next week, there will be a call. I may not get an email out about it because I'll be traveling. If I do, it'll be late Sunday or early Monday morning before I get the email out. But there will be a Zoom call next Monday night. We will be talking about the product. So hopefully you can all get on the Monday morning Mission Possible call, see about the products that we got, and we'll talk about all those. So anybody got any questions here at the end as we wrap it up? All right, everybody. Appreciate it. I'm gonna stop the recording.